The Dooker never says, "Man, I'm glad I ate that." But the Goonies never say die, and that's commendable. Let's focus on that. In the 1980s, Richard Donner said, "We need a treasure hunting movie with kids and Thanos." And Steven Spielberg said, "You're absolutely goddamn right. Put Corey Feldman in it." And what followed was one of the most iconic treasure hunting movies of the 80s, starring kids. How about that? And unlike kids nowadays, you don't want to hit them with flying hurricanranas. Each kid has a distinct personality, gets to stand out in their own way, and their banter feels legitimate. Frantic and unfocused might sound like a terrible way to have dialogue, but that's how kids would talk. And meth addicts. They aren't as likable. Stop stealing my meth! However, I'd be remiss to let them off scot-free. For every high, Sloth and Chunks bonding, there is a low. Mikey getting very emotional when talking to One-Eyed Willie. That's not a sex thing, you nasty bastards! They do balance themselves out pretty well. The score, much like the movie itself, is whimsical and has a surreal quality that eases you into the adventure aesthetic. Synthesizers were key in the 80s, and it not only adds an identity to the movie, but to the era itself. This goes great with the sets. How could you not want a pirate ship, you assholes? The Fratellis are great villains, blending comedic elements and actually feeling legitimately threatening, especially the beautiful Mama Fratelli. But on the flip side of that coin, they sort of overextend their reach by adding bullies for brand, and they just don't really feel necessary to the overall story. But I guess we gotta get all the elements into the movie. Now, thematically, this movie is a little more superficial because it's more straight-up adventure than coming of age. The characters don't really experience any growth by the end of the movie. They sort of just accomplish their goal by persevering, which is admirable in itself. But we like the characters, so we're okay with it. This movie has a cult following for a good reason. The kids are likable, and their motive for going on this adventure is relatable, even if going on the adventure isn't relatable. Basically, it's a game of pretend come to life, and sometimes that's what people need. Something fun and relaxing after I rob them. This is an excellent starter for kids getting into the adventure genre, or just people that are interested in old movies. Now I'm going to demonstrate the real truffle shuffle.